Clearly, this part of the neighborhood is all made up of historical homes. You can see the old stone style of building. Even up there, these homes must be around the 100 years old. Man, this is mass destruction. Hey everybody, this is Laith Maroof from Free Palestine TV. Before we continue with this tour, I ask you to press the subscribe button on whatever social media platform you're watching this on, and to go to our website freepalestine.video to donate so we can continue bringing you these reports. We are in the center of Mais al-Jabal town, right on the border of occupied Palestine. Behind me is the Martyrs Garden or Martins Park for Mais al-Jabal, and we can see here a monument that was built in the year 2009 for the anniversary of the liberation and resistance that commemorates the liberation in the year 2000. We're in the middle of the traditional village pond. Like, it's a traditional water reservoir that was built prior to the industrialization and end of World War I. People would collect water in this pond and use it for their needs. And you can find one of these ponds in every village in the south of Lebanon. Clear destruction by the Zionists when they entered this area. One thing that we should note is that Mais al-Jabal had survived during the 11 months of the war and was able to repel any attempt for the Zionists to enter and remain in the village. Every time they entered, they were targeted by the resistance, even though 11 months of bombardment from air. And thus, when the ceasefire finally came to be, they were not daring enough to stay in the village. They stayed on the outskirts of it. The borders of Palestine are right behind us there, less than a kilometer from where I'm standing. And on top of the hill, you can see the United Nations UNIFIL force base. And this base obviously was useless in terms of protecting the Lebanese civilians throughout this war. And that includes last night when an Israeli infantry force walked into the edges of the village and was trying to terrorize and scare the civilians that returned to their home. And we were going to go check out the location where that story happened. But what we know from then is that the Israelis, even with all their terrorism, were unable to scare away most of the civilians. Those who escaped with their children went back as adults into their homes to protect them, to make sure that the Zionists don't desecrate them, don't destroy the homes for no reason. And as we know, this morning, that infantry platoon that entered one of the houses has actually went back to their base. One last thing we should note about this incursion yesterday is that the Zionists created a new mound of earth on the road into that section of the village, basically claiming it now to be a no man's land that the locals cannot enter. We're right at the edge of Mais al-Jabal. You can see behind this building, up the hill, at the Israeli base, where the Israeli soldiers, infantry came down last night. Down this road is the remainder of the village, the neighborhood that was invaded last night. We're gonna try to get close. We don't know if there's Lebanese military down there that's blocking the road, but it is a very dangerous situation because we are in visual sight of the Israeli base. The homes that were invaded are down the hill there. The base is right now in front of me, and we can see the mass destruction on the side of the hill up to the Israeli base. All the homes are destroyed there. But we are definitely in a dangerous zone. The disease that is the Zionism is what's threatening our lives right now. Clearly, this part of the neighborhood is all made up of historical homes. You can see the old stone style of building. Even up there, these homes must be around the 100 years old. Man, this is mass destruction. You can see behind me Al-Manara settlement, and there the antenna is Al-Abbad base. We're practically on the border, as you can see. It's the end of Mais al-Jabal village on the other side. And that Lebanese village there lost its water reservoir, wasn't targeted directly by a shell. And the locals here are beginning to remove some of the rubble to try to rebuild. We just found out that the Lebanese military went down the road and removed the mounds of earth that the Zionists put on the road yesterday. And they also found a surveillance equipment, spying equipment that's listening on the village from that location. So the Zionists have done this in multiple villages around Lebanon over the last month or two.
Yes, actually they were trying to do this from the on the entire 100 kilometers border with occupied Palestine. They started this in Naqoura, in Labbouni. They also annexed some of the forest there. In the other areas, also continuing to the places like, for example, in the central sector, they tried to do this in some parts of Ait al-Sha'ab and also in Ramia, and continuing to the eastern sector where we are seeing how they are doing this in Markaba and Da'daisi and Kfarkila. They are firing daily fires on people who are trying to cross some areas. Of course, they are Lebanese areas, and people, for example, who are trying to reach near the separation wall, they were targeted by bullets, and sometimes these people were just a woman and her children, for example. We also can see how they are doing this now here in Mais al-Jabal, and yesterday we were in Aitarun, and we saw also how they entered the valley near Jabal al-Bat and Jabal Khail, and they tried also to advance the blue barrels that usually demark the Lebanese territory, and they try to say that, okay, as a Lebanese you can only enter and reach this place. Of course, these annexations are not official, so these are not the 5 points that the Israelis officially stated that we will be staying in these 5 points that are Lebanese. They will be occupying these 5 points and staying there. These are another unofficial, and no one is speaking about these annexations, about these attempts to annex these lands. Of course, we have seen the defiance of the people here in Mais al-Jabal. They are refusing to, as we saw, people were standing in the place where the incursions happened, and they were saying that we will not leave and we will never leave. Hopefully they won't leave, inshallah, because of their strong will, and we hope that the Lebanese government do something.
Inshallah. This was our tour of Mais al-Jabal. We hope that the people of Mais al-Jabal are able to return to their home, that the disease of Zionism leaves us. This is Laith Maroof from Free Palestine TV. I urge you one more time to press the subscribe button on whatever social media you're watching this on, and to go to our website, freepalestine.video, to donate so we can continue this work. Until we meet you next time, I bid you all a free Palestine.